allow me to give credit. The first credit is to Soko leadership. If that is the quality of the students we have, then we are doing well. Then I wish to appreciate the choirs. The pieces you gave us were just marvelous. Allow me also to give credit to Father Pius. Today, nobody has mentioned this, but I need to mention it. It rarely happens, but this month, there's a coincidence where Lent and Ramadan are coming at the same time. So, for Muslims, I want to say Ramadan Kareem. And for Christians, Happy Lent. Now, Ramadan and Lent give us the opportunity to do two things. One is to reflect, and the other is to express our love. And love is what brings about peace. And that is part of our theme today. So let us spread that. And the fact that we are celebrating 10 years when there is Ramadan and Lent, I think means blessings for us. Can we clap for ourselves, please? Now, 10 years ago, when we started this university, the university college, it was not what it is today. And sometimes when I remember what used to happen, I regret. The first cultural week we had was a disaster. Listen to me carefully. In the morning, we would be shocked when reporting to work because there are bottles of all sorts of alcohol everywhere and other things that my mouth cannot even mention. Can you imagine that? 10 years ago, that is what we had as cultural. In fact, the students used to call it tamasha, not even cultural. Everybody would go wild. It was like a carnival, binge drinking. And I remember fights were very common in the field, in the classroom, in the hostels. Strikes were a common thing. Riots, picketing. That's what we experienced 10 years ago. In fact, the worst was the big fight between our students and Boda. Can you imagine a fight that started at the bus stage in town at 11? At 5, people are still fighting. And sometimes it's good to know many languages. It's the knowledge of many languages that helped me address the Manamba and Boda. Then we agreed to go to town for a meeting. So we said, this cannot go on. Enough is enough, it must stop. And we did a simple thing. We reflected and decided we must change this tamasha to something that is more gainful to the students. We must put God first. And no activity at Kibabii University starts without a prayer. And the last item on the agenda is always a prayer. And we have seen the difference. And it's not a surprise, therefore, that 2 weeks ago, we went to celebrate an award for being #1 among universities that comply with the Public Service Commission requirements. Now, we are celebrating 10 years. I want to share a few experiences and then I will I'll stop there. Number one is that on 25th of March, that was the day of graduation, 2 students came to my office in gowns, and they were so excited. They said, we must take a photograph with you. We came here to thank you. Those students had stayed here for, instead of graduating after 4 years, they had stayed here for 7 years. But at last they had graduated, and they felt so happy. Then number two is a case of students who came here 10 years ago. And you know, up to now, they have not graduated. 10 years ago, and you know some of them. Is that the career we want? Is that the culture we want? If you meet them, we even gave them amnesty last year. We forgave them for all the crimes they had committed. They have never come back. Tell them to come back and finish. So after saying that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it is now the right time and my privilege to declare the 8th Careers and Cultural Week officially open.